Good morning, everyone. I am Marion, the Inappropriate Artist, and welcome to my channel. To all of the new subscribers that I have, thank you, and I have a lot of new viewers, so welcome. My last video, I introduced my new palette, right? I love this thing. That's so cool. And later today, I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be painting in my book with this, and I'm revisiting. So fun thing about my book is getting to revisit my first year on the road. This palette is going to be the subject of that painting, as far as its convenience and usage and how creamy it keeps my gouache. So that's going to be later today. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Jocko is in my shot here, and he is the subject of that painting, along with St. Augustine, Florida. And when I first got on the road, he was my company. I had no Nugget. Nugget, if you are new to this channel, is my beautiful black cat, whom I have very little footage of lately because she's been so happily on her leash outside, and I have been diligently working on my book, and I'm not allowed to pick up my camera to take cat footage. It's too distracting. Okay, so Jocko was and is a traveling companion. But when I first got in the van, I strapped him into the passenger seat. And I talked to him while I was driving down the road. I had a lot of anxiety and I needed to voice it. It was an isolating time, you know. It was right at the beginning of COVID. I was already going to be isolated because of living in the van, right? There was already a certain amount of isolation that comes with that. So, introduced COVID, and it became like, it introduced a level of fear to this introverted extrovert that didn't need to be there. So it became really difficult for me to meet new people. It became very difficult for me to come outside the van. And so Jocko became that source of sanity that I needed, right? And he helped me. So I think some things that look crazy maybe actually are things that are helping that person not go crazy. Did you ever think of that? I don't know, maybe. Anyway, so he is going to be the subject of said painting, and I'm excited about that. And I'm hoping to do something more with him and all of the images that I took of him now that I'm going through this first year, separate from my book. And I've also realized I left him. Okay, so for all the writers out there, I know, if you can keep up with me, congratulations, but I am going there. For all the writers out there, I sat down and I'm writing my book and I'm writing my book and I'm writing my book, and then all of a sudden I get to St. Augustine, right? And I'm going through my images and I come across one of the most fun images I ever took of him. And it like totally dawned on me. I hadn't included him in the story. Or I think I might have started to, and then I just dropped the thread. And I was like, oh, Chuck. You know, he's such a big part of that whole. So, I mean, I'm on my first draft. This is not a big deal, right? But because what I'm going to be doing after I get through to a certain point on my first draft, I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to dictate what I have. And then I'm going to flush it out a little bit once I do that dictation, right? And then I'll add sentences, add parts of the story, and see how it all goes together. And then at that point, I may dictate a separate thread and weave him in. This is the beauty of technology, right? Because I'm handwriting in pencil. And yes, there is a certain amount that I am when I reread things because I am dyslexic. And oftentimes I'm thinking so quickly when I'm writing that I will write the beginning of the thought and the end of the thought, but I'll leave out the entire meat of the thought. So it's important for me, this writer, to go back and reread paragraphs or sentences that I've written and start over. When I'm typing, it's worse. It's way worse when I'm typing. So that's why I'm writing in script, because I'm getting most of it. I'm getting most of it down. So I'm going to try to weave his thread in. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. So this project has become, this writing part has become, I'm learning, right? When I first said that I was like, 2 months, I'll have enough to send to the editor. Because I realized, like, as I'm handwriting, of course, that in itself is time consuming, right? And then on top of that, you know, I've just explained to you some of the things that I have to deal with, right? So it's a time consuming process for me. And sometimes it's a sentence at a time. And I just have to put my pencil down and take a deep breath and close my eyes and let the whole sentence form in my head, and then I can write it down. So it's a process. I want him to be a part of the story. So he is the subject of this painting, and I'm going to be making a video about that. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I have a new phone coming, and I am very excited about that because you all know I've been having issues with my phone. Because I wanted the wide angle lens that this camera is supposed to have. So it's really, that's that. And it also has more memory capability than this phone has, and that's important to me as well. So there's a lot, right? But I'm hanging on to this phone. I will then have 2 cameras to work with. And this is exciting for me. Because this, even though it won't have phone coverage, I can still connect to my hotspot, right? And upload from it. I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. So, because I really like the front-facing camera on this. But this other one also has better zoom quality. So, it's going to change my photographs. All right. Now, dun, 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 for the big reveal, I am a little jumping the gun just a tiny bit. So, I have been, if you've been following along, some of you know I have something called a Fine Art America account. The link is below in the description. You can check it out. Thank you, thank you. I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you about it right now. So Fine Art America is a way for artists to get their work out there in print form, and you can do it in multiple ways. So they offer all sorts of kind of merchandise. I do not always like all of it. I don't like the way my art looks on all of it. And as you scroll and you go through, you'll see, but we are tweaking things, and I'm trying to figure out how I can remove certain items and only offer certain items. And it's a learning curve. And if you've been following along with me from the beginning, this is just how I do. I jump in, I make mistakes, and I learn, and I get better. That's how I learn. So that's where I am at this point with this project. So I uploaded recently. My niece was able to scan a number of my pieces, and so I was able to upload really good high quality images of the artwork besides just my photographs of the artwork. And also this company is going to allow me a web page. I upgraded it, so we're working on that together, and so that's future, just a little moment. But yeah, and so one of the things they offer is different kinds of merchandise. So I decided to order some of the ones that I was curious. Like this one in particular was a photograph I took of a painting I did on the Androscoggin River. Oh, it was such a beautiful, at a park right on the river, and it was early fall. So there were just a couple of trees that had popped in color. There were some birch that had no leaves. And it was just, and there was this one morning I woke up and the whole thing, I mean, where I was, the river was not too wide. It was like, what could I, if I'm thinking in my head, how wide was that river? Could have been like a 4 to 5 lane highway, you know, so 5 lanes on each side, so 10 lanes altogether across. And it just got covered in mist, right? So there was like a jetty that came out, so the landscape had all of these cool different levels of receding because of the mist. All right, so I've described it. So I called the painting Mist on the Androscoggin. It got purchased by a woman in South Carolina, a friend of a friend who has become a friend. Heather, thank you, if you're watching. And so, without further ado, I had taken a photograph of it, and I felt, and I still feel, and so Heather, if you're watching, and I may try to contact you to see if you'd be willing to get it scanned for me. But here we go. Oh, it's very blue, but it's kind of cool. I mean, I know what the original looks like, right? So sometimes I have to get that stuff out of my head. This isn't the original, and it's okay that it's not exactly like the original. But I really like the quality of this. All right, cool. So without further ado, this is one of the pouches. So it's a canvas pouch. And this is the painting. I think it looks really cool. Nice zipper closure. Little, but it's brand new. Could probably put a little something on that zipper or just use it a couple of times. Get it moving. How about take them off? I wonder why my neck hurts. All right. Nice. Nice interior. You know what? I'm going to turn on... No, I'm not, because I hate that light for this. All right, so nice cloth interior. I do wish it was more waterproof, but that's okay. I like it. It's a decent quality. And I think the print is kind of cool. I mean, I'm acclimating to the different palette that's on here than what I used. But I like it. Even the reflection shows up pretty well. I like. It's different. It makes it more impressionistic than the actual painting was. I like it. Cool. Yay! So this is one of the items you can get. I got this, well, one, because I need samples, right? And I wanted to personally see the quality of the items that were available. But I am working on making myself more portable. So this is long enough, yeah, to house brushes, pencils, erasers, woo, stuff like that. So this can become part of my travel kit for plein air painting. Yay! And then that way when I'm out painting and people ask questions, I can show them what they can get online. All right, so that's item number 1. Ta-da! Round of applause. I'm giving it to myself. I deserve it. Thank you, Stuart Smalley. All right. Actually, thank you, Louise Hay. Because, gotta say, I think it's Louise Hay. Louise Hay is the mother of self-affirmations. There we go. Positive self-talk. And the self-help movement, really. She, in the 80s, I believe, 70s and 80s. Anyway, awesome, awesome, awesome. You can look up on YouTube all sorts of affirmations. I do affirmations every morning. And there's a woman on TikTok I've been following who's talking to herself every day like she's a puppy, like she's her dog. And she's like, actually, it's day like 10 or something. And she's like, it's really making a difference. But that's the idea of affirmations, is we negative self-talk most of the time. We would never talk to our friends, our best friends, the way we talk to ourselves. Never, 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 never. We wouldn't. That would be so mean. So it's retraining ourselves how to have that conversation within ourselves, and to take what is the critic and help that critic become constructive rather than destructive, right? Because that's really what it boils down to. So, item number 2. So with flu season upon us and COVID and everything else, and I decided I wanted, and one of the things that they offer are masks. I thought it would be really cool to have masks with my own artwork on them. Okay. One of the ones that I thought looked really great, and this is a painting, I have it. It has not sold. It's called Goddess in Stained Glass. And it was a step away from the normal for me because I was getting very photographic. And I met this beautiful woman in Louisiana, Betsy Mills. Thank you, madam. She used to be an art teacher and still a wonderful mentor for me. And she suggested, because I was constantly cutting up my paper to not waste it, she's like, I want you to paint on one of your big pieces. Don't cut it up. Edge to edge. No masking. Just go. And you can't work from a photograph. So I was like, so I went out, and it was freezing, so being outside, not going to happen. But I went out front, and I studied the live oaks in the front yard, and then I went back, and I looked at images that I had taken in New Orleans of this beautiful goddess. Oh my God, I loved this tree. As a matter of fact, I'm going to include the picture of me with the tree right here. And so, yeah, goddess, right? I mean, she's just so beautiful. And so I was like, I really just kind of lost it with her and decided that she would be the subject of this new painting. All right. So here is my, and then here, so here's the painting of the goddess of stained glass. And here's the mask. Look at that. Didn't that come out cool? I think it looks really neat. I really like the way my blended colors. Wow. I mean, it's a little, so cool. All right. See? Awesome. It's a little big on my face because I have a really tiny face. So they're supposed to fit everybody. But I bet if I put it in the wash, it still fits really nice and it's gentle. I like that. Cool. All right, and one more. It's a really quick dry fabric too, it feels like. And then this one is also, I picked the two most inspiring places for me, right? So New Orleans was inspiring. I met an amazing person there that opened my eyes and helped me see the world differently. And then of course this tree came out of that, right? Out of that afternoon and that experience. And that's all that color. And once upon a time, my therapist had asked me to do a self-portrait, and I did this self-portrait of just a very simple background landscape and a naked tree. And it was a twisted naked tree, right? Dancing. And it felt very positive for me at the time. And it was. But when I did this, after I was finished with it and I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's my self-portrait. And look how colorful I've gotten. You know, so I was so excited, right? It's just personal epiphany, personal moment, personal growth moment. To see my growth in my art, to see how my soul, my spirit has healed and grown. Put on the page in front of me. That's the first time. This is the first time that ever happened for me, right? For, like, without an assignment. Like, without, well, I mean, it was an assignment in that I had to take up the whole page, right? But it wasn't a psychological or a therapeutic. It was an art assignment. And it turned out to be an incredibly therapeutic assignment. All right, anyway. This place, when I was doing trauma therapy, in the trauma therapy that I was doing, it's called EMDR, and part of the work you do before you get to do the work, the actual process, right, is you have to, you know, basically help the therapist find ways of keeping you centered, balanced, healthy through the process. And that's, you know, so one of the things I did is I filled out a little thing and basically told her where my safe places were, right? Where places that I felt were where I felt the happiest ever in my life. And this was one of those places, and it's called Thompson Lake, and it's in Maine. And while I was there in my first year, and I got invited by a family to park on their property for a couple of weeks, and they commissioned me to do a number of paintings. And this was one of the images I took, and I did a little painting of it, and I had posted it on some of their Thompson Lake pages and stuff, and nobody's purchased it, but it is one of my favorites. And so without further ado, Long Point is a point on Thompson Lake that means a lot to me. Also, I know my sister, and yeah, it's and friends. I have beautiful friends: Sarah, Ethel, Amber, your whole family, Missy, Ainsley, your whole family, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Your mom is a special woman, and I was really grateful to her, and it's because of her that I got to do this. So without further ado, this is Long Point on Thompson Lake. I think it looks great on the mask. Oops, how cool is that? I love it. Yay! So, what I am seeing is these masks come with a little thingy so you can adjust it to fit. You can adjust it to fit for you. Okay? That's kind of cool. Hi, Bean. Do you guys want to see Nugget? Hey. How's it going? Oh, all right. Well, thanks for stopping in. Okay, so I thought I was getting my phone, and I was wrong. It wasn't my phone. It is a couple days after I filmed this last little bit that you saw in my last reveal, my unboxing. Well, I accidentally unboxed without you. But here, this is what I got. So, one is a journal, and it comes in this nice, sturdy bag that I think I can reuse for shipping, but I'm going to house the journal in it for now to keep it clean until I'm ready for it. Because I can also use it as an example to show people. But this is it. So, it's a little, it's soft, it's not expensive. I think they were $15. So, it's a good lined journal. Oops. So, good lined journal. I know, I have to take my glasses on to see if it's focusing. And one of the things I thought was really kind of nice that I didn't know it had, so this was a nice little surprise, is this page of pockets in the back, right? That's kind of cool. That's that. And then I got stickers. And now the stickers, ta-da! So they're small-ish, right? And here they are. This is the rising mist on Thompson Lake. Morning mist on the Androscoggin River in New Hampshire. Oh, that's Maine. New Hampshire. This is Pensacola Gold in Florida. By the way, that original painting is still available. So's that one. And that is my self-portrait. I call her my goddess in stained glass, inspired by a memory of an afternoon walk in New Orleans. And then this is the Lake Ouachita in Arkansas. And here we have Pedernales Rest. This is on my way to West Texas, my first time across. I stayed on the Pedernales River at a rest stop off the highway. This was out my van window. And this beautiful Joshua tree was in the north of Las Vegas in the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. And this one as well, this beautiful little Joshua tree. This one came out really good. I like this one a lot. And then this is Moab, and it came out fabulous. I'm really pleased with that one. So this is their size. They're, they're stickers. And they're $3.50 each on the website. So go to Fine Art America. The link is below in the description. And you can get yourself some stickers. I'm excited. I think these are kind of neat. A really great way, especially since, so many people that are following me now are dwelling tiny like me. And so maybe this is just what they can put up, I love that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on this little reveal of the items that you can get from my Fine Art America page. And the link again is below in the description. For this video especially, I'm going to put it at the top so that you don't have to go looking for it. And I don't make a ton on the stickers. I think I make 50 cents. But that's 50 cents. So, hey, it's more than I had, right? So, that's awesome. And this is what I'm hoping is going to be another form of passive income for me. And as I upload more and more of the paintings, my niece is going to be scanning for me, which gives us a much better quality image. This one was scanned, okay? And then this came from a photograph. So you can see the difference, I think. I can see the difference for sure. This is much grayer than it should be, and I think that's because of the lighting I took it in. This was from scan. It's perfect color-wise. Truly, for a repro, it's perfect. So, sorry for the extreme close-up on my face, but to see the stickers. Anyway.
have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for following along with me. And I promise, you know, I want to have this paint along video for you guys, and I know I just keep teasing, but it's not on purpose, I swear. I'm waiting for my new phone because this one's giving me trouble, and I don't want the problems that I've been having with trying to do continuous recording to interrupt my video of my palette. So I'm waiting for my new phone. All right, I'm gonna get this edited today so it'll be up and running for you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Oh, if you like today's video, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider doing so. It would truly help the channel. I can do a live once I get 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of cool. So yeah, there's something to think about. So if you subscribe to the channel, sorry, Nugget, just being a goofball, startled me. If you subscribe to the channel, the closer I get to that 1,000 subscriber goal. That'd be so awesome. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I put out a video, and if you want to contribute to the journey to help keep me moving forward and creating content for not only YouTube, but for my book series. You can find the links below. I have a Patreon, PayPal, Instagram for buying a painting. But yeah, those are the, if you want to contribute, all of those links are below. See you guys next time. Bye.